In this episode, I take you through my favorite warm fragrances for winter. Let's go! Hey guys, it's Kevin here at the Oligarch store. I took a week off last week because I was waiting for some new equipment. So got my new lavalier mic, have a wireless connection now. So hopefully the sound is a bit better. Always trying to improve the video for you guys, for your enjoyment. So if you haven't already, click subscribe down below. Every week there's going to be a new video. Now for today's video, I've got my heavy puffer jacket on. It is really cold today. I think it's down to about 7 degrees Celsius, and I've just only opened the store. I thought it'd be a great time to cover some of my favorite warm fragrances that I really enjoy wearing in the winter. Now, some of these are actually very new, and I have had a chance to wear them all now at least a couple of times. So I have a pretty good indication of how these fragrances perform and what really comes out of these fragrances. Now, for the first one I wanted to jump into, this one is one that I've been telling everyone about because the past 2 weeks have been really cold here down in Melbourne. And when somebody walks in and I see them have a thick, heavy puffer jacket on, I instantly grab them this one. This one here is called Carpe Cafe. This is by Gallagher Fragrances, made by Daniel Gallagher. Technically, it actually isn't a new perfume. This was released previously by the brand, and because of various reasons, because of the availability of ingredients, stuff like that, sometimes Gallagher Fragrances actually put their bottles into a vault. So a vault meaning that it goes away, it's not released again, and perhaps in the future, if there is a lot of demand for it, or if perhaps they are able to get those ingredients again to make the perfume, then they bring it back out. So this one here, it was put into their Gallagher vault, and it's just come back. This fragrance is the Carpe Cafe of old, except they have really punched up the French vanilla note in this, so it has a really creamy vanilla. Let's give this a spray here. The Gallagher Fragrances, some of you guys might recognize their old bottles, which are a bit more of a plain look to them. So these new bottles that they've just designed, I have been loving them. It's just a beautiful matte black on the outside and a really nice kind of shiny plate and metallic cap to it as well. Now, oh man, that's really good. Honestly, one of the best, most realistic coffee fragrances that I've ever tried. For the past 12 months, I've been on the hunt for a good coffee fragrance. Been trying recommendations from Killian, I tried the Floral Street one, I've tried Montal, Mancera. I've tried all these brands to find a really good coffee. So happy that I have found the Carpe Cafe by Gallagher Fragrances. This is a really rich and dark Colombian coffee. And cutting through it is this smooth and creamy French vanilla. Oh, it's so good. Every single person that I've shown this to at the store, just absolutely mind blown. So in the base, you actually have a bit of cypress, sandalwood, myrrh. There is amber in it as well. In the dry down, I'm finding the sweetness of the dark coffee starting to smoothen out, and it goes into that more myrrh, smoky incense direction. So it has that beautiful smoky blend to it. This is just an incredible fragrance that I'll wear in winter. So that's why I thought this would be perfect for this video here. Really warm when you're stuck inside. Maybe a lot of you guys now are working from home. So this is a perfect fragrance to be wearing when you haven't had a chance to head out to the local cafe for a coffee yet. Wear this for the day. A fantastic fragrance by Gallagher Fragrances. The next one we have is by Gritti Fragrances. So this is a niche Italian house. They actually were involved in our evening at Oligarch event. A lot of you guys I know were in the class, were able to try 3 of their fragrances, 3 of their most popular fragrances. Gritti have come out this year with 2 new fragrances so far. One is You're So Vain. You're So Vain is like their punchy citrus, bit of like grapefruit, pineapple, fruity citrus for the summertime. And this one here is called Beyond the Wall. Their new bottles I'm really impressed with. It is following kind of the same style as their luxury private line, and their bottles now have a really heavy, beautiful gold metallic cap and on the metallic plate on the front side as well. Now, this is really smooth and really calming, really relaxing. This is the reason why I wanted to put Beyond the Wall into the lineup of fragrances today. This is what I would describe as a very soothing and a little spicy tea fragrance. So this tea fragrance has a black tea accord in it, and what you're getting is a bit of a spicy ginger. So I'm sure you guys do this too, but when you're feeling a bit ill or a bit under the weather, what is best is a nice hot cup of tea with some sliced ginger pieces in it. That's definitely what I do, and a little bit of honey. That really helps with your sore throats, you know, and it helps kind of bring you back. Soothing yet invigorating. Definitely soothing with the tea, and then you have that spicy ginger in it, and there's definitely some sweeter floral notes. So there's violet in it as well, and if I'm not mistaken, a milk accord, although I have to say that this is not necessarily milky. It's not a milky fragrance. I did do a video the other week with Steven from Fragalicious in Indonesia, and we did cover some fragrances that had a milky lactonic accord in it. So you guys will have to check out that video if you haven't already. But back to Beyond the Wall, it is getting some spices from cardamom. So the ginger and the cardamom is really lifting up this fragrance. Now, I really love wearing this fragrance because it has that tea soothing feeling to it, but also the spices of the ginger and the cardamom I find really uplifting. In the middle of winter, when it's freezing and you're like stuck at home, or maybe you're working at the office, you're looking outside, it's just cold, it's gloomy. This is one that really makes you feel better. This and a nice cup of tea is perfect. Next up, I wanted to show you guys one from Masque Milano. So I haven't covered this brand too much yet. It is still fairly new at our store here. This one's called Russian Tea. Now, we had just covered Beyond the Wall, which is your kind of classic tea fragrance with some ginger, some cardamom in it. This one here, Russian Tea, is not one to be taken lightly. The Russian Tea is darker and more peppery, more spicy, not in the sparkling way like Beyond the Wall, but in a really, it's quite earthy, quite grounding. This is a fragrance that they've designed for you to put on when it's snowing outside, so it's definitely made for just those really, really icy cold winter days. And in the dry down of the black tea, what you're getting is some smoky leather notes come in. So it has that more warm component to it. You actually have incense in it as well. So there's an earthy quality to the incense with birchwood as well. So this tea is very different from Beyond the Wall. This is one that you'd be grabbing if you're after something very smooth with the tea note in it, but it has some more smoky, warmy, leathery notes to it. The fourth fragrance that I have in this lineup is one that is not a new fragrance, but it has been out of stock here in Australia for a little while, and it's back in stock now. This is Bodacious by Boadicea the Victorious. So this one here is a cherry fragrance, and the way that I describe it to customers is just imagine like a cherry rum that's been sitting in an oak cask and just been aged there for years and years. So you get this really nice dark cherry. There's cognac in it too, so it gives you that really warm rum feeling. And then you get some really warm, creamy elements to it. So there's almond, and there's tonka bean as well, and there's definitely some very light florals. So mainly it is a cherry fragrance, a very warm, boozy cherry fragrance with some woody floral notes, and there is a really nice creaminess that cuts through. In the dry down, you get a sandalwood and a tobacco. So this is a fragrance that has been selling out really, really fast. I think we only have a small shipment that has arrived with the Bodacious in it. So definitely jump online to grab your hands on this one because it's gonna run out really, really quick. In the dry down, I get more of that nutty almond and the sandalwood as well. The cherry does stay throughout the life of the fragrance, but the cherry goes very creamy. So it isn't that, at the start it was kind of a sharp fruity cherry, but then it dries down with all those tobacco and sandalwood notes. Warm, inviting fragrance. This is one that you'd wear also on a cold day as well. Out of all the fragrances, the Bodacious would be your evening scent. So these ones would be more of your day scent. The lineup of fragrances here, you're getting more than 6 hours with, so these perform really, really well. And even in the winter, which you'd find generally most people start to grab their oud and more earthy, patchouli fragrances because they last. These ones here are your coffee, tea ones that you could wear. I think they perform better indoors. That wraps it up for the winter themed video. So these are 4 amazing winter warmers, from coffee to a rum cherry to some tea fragrances. We've covered it all today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, click like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back next week with another video. Jump on our website, guys. You guys can find the details to all these fragrances down below in the description box. Our website, www.oligarch.com.au, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.